welcome to the Carry On Accessibility podcast, episode 3. And today I have my lovely friend, Blind Toast. Hello, how are you tonight?
Hello. Doing very good. Lovely day
So,
today, too.
so we are both going to embark on a wonderful challenge of switching phones. I'll be going from an Android phone, the Samsung S22 Ultra, to the iPhone 14 Pro Max, and I've already called AT&T and downloaded the eSIM, and yeah, it already has my number and everything, so I'm stuck. And they told me that if I want to switch back, they have to send me a new SIM. So yeah, this is gonna be interesting.
That's why you don't get the 14 Pro.
Okay, well, what about you, Toast? What are you gonna do? What's your game plan?
Well, I will be switching from an iPhone 11 to a Pixel 7, a 128 gig. But I will luckily not be doing the whole eSIM thing. I will have my physical SIM switched over to the phone, so it's an easy pop in and out. If I need to, go back and forth. And not have my SIM mailed back.
I don't know why. Okay, so the S22 is supposed to be able to have eSIMs, right? But then they told me, oh, but you need this blue card thing that's supposed to download onto that AT&T has to give you, so you can download the information so you could have an eSIM. And I'm like, well, what's the difference between having an eSIM then and having a physical SIM if I still have to have this blue card, whatever thing? I was just very confused.
It's probably like a digital card or something,
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's going to be an interesting 2 weeks for us too. So yeah.
Okay, so hold on. Did we just go live on? Oh wait, no. Okay, so for some reason, YouTube was just being weird. Okay, so ignore that.
Nah, yeah. But yeah, we're gonna have a fun 2 weeks for sure.
Give me a second because now I hear an echo. There's an echo. Where's the echo coming from?
I don't know. I can't see nothing.
Okay, there we go. So, what is your impression of Android currently?
From the unboxing 2 Saturdays ago? So far, well, this is only an early impression, okay? So far, I like what I see, but coming from an iPhone, you know how when you do the gestures and how the phone reacts to the gestures pretty quick. Yeah, I do notice the little bit of a lag. Just a bit, not much.
Yeah, and we actually did an unboxing on Blind Toes' channel where he did unbox his first Pixel 7, and we had a little bit of a stumble on that. Yeah, could you tell them what
Definitely check it out, because you will see Carrie love and a big old smile on her face just roasting me.
I'm sorry.
It's all right. So yeah, so definitely guys, check it out, because hey, you're gonna rarely see Carrie roast someone, but hey, it's all in fun.
Well, but what was the problem?
Well, the problem was, I don't know, but it's probably was the hardware versus the software. But yeah, I couldn't do the basic double tap. It was having trouble registering.
Yeah, and so I mean, there are a lot of blind Android users, and like we just couldn't wrap our mind around the fact that this was a problem. And so, but the thing is, he did get a replacement, which was supposed to come today, um,
Well,
but
Monday
didn't.
actually. It's supposed to
Oh,
come Monday.
okay. So it was supposed to come yesterday, but it didn't. But it's supposed to come tomorrow. So he's just gonna start tomorrow, and hopefully, it does not have the double tap problem anymore.
Yeah, and if it does, then it's the software issue. Haha! Did I did I get to gripe about it for 2 weeks? Going, why? Why talk back? Come on, why are you being this lame?
And I mean, that's fair because for me, if you buy a piece of hardware,
Mm-hmm.
and I mean, sure, there can be like quality issues, and maybe
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
that's what I'm thinking it was, but still, it should not be that hard. Like,
Mm-hmm.
there's a problem if like on the second try it's still a problem. Like, okay, yeah, sometimes
Mm-hmm.
there's mistakes, right? But what are the
Mm-hmm.
likelihood of the same mistake happening again? And isn't that just a testimony of how bad it is? Like, whether it's quality control or actually the software, that's just not good. Mm-mm.
Yeah, because like truthfully, it's gonna be rare, and I'm hoping it doesn't happen because truthfully, I am excited like to try talkback for 2 weeks. Yeah, it's not because I want to compare it. No, this is me just being really curious about talkback, and it's why like I did spend the money for it, and yeah, I'm just excited to try it and to see why blind like talkback users like it.
Yeah, and
So it's
that's
all
fair.
in your
And
yes.
so,
Will I compare it from here? Like sometimes, from time to time, yeah. But yeah. Sorry.
yeah, I think that's just natural. I mean, I've used an iPhone for a while, but not as my daily driver, as not as like my main phone.
Hmm.
So, like, I know how to use VoiceOver, I know how to use Zoom, and like my problem is there's things about iOS that I like, and there's things that I don't like, but I really just I've never given iOS like my full undivided like try
Or
like
like attention.
attempt and attention. Yeah.
Hmm.
And so this is me trying to understand iPhone users. Yeah. So
Hmm.
that's where I'm coming from on this
Hmm.
one. And I mean, um I'm
And
honestly scared
hmm.
because the one biggest problem for me um is that I use both a screen reader and a screen magnifier, right? So
Hmm.
iPhone, their like font is just so inconsistent. You can turn up your font to the hugest setting, but everything still be so small. And then like there's just some like apps that are really really huge.
Hmm.
So that's my problem.
Mm. Mm. Well,
Yeah.
yeah. Then like for me, it'd be mostly like the gestures, just figuring it out because like so far when I play with it, so far yeah, like each gesture for whatever you're doing has two gestures, so you can pick and choose. So it's gonna be fun for me to figure out, okay, which gestures will I like, which gestures will either I use or won't use. Yeah,
Mhm.
it's either or like really like OCD, just learning all the gestures and then just forgetting it for something for basic.
Yeah, it's hard to remember all the gestures.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I can't remember all the gestures for Android, and much less like all the gestures for VoiceOver. It's like the ones that you use is the ones that you're gonna remember.
Mhm.
And so,
Well, I have been practicing before I had to return it. I
mm,
like the was it up and left a gesture like to go home because I
So
can
the
do
angle
that.
gestures.
Yeah, the angle
Uh-huh.
gesture works for me versus the two finger swipe up just to go home. That did not work for me because I kept popping
Mm,
up the whole their version of like the app switcher,
mm,
which is I don't know
okay.
the name, which is I should by probably about the 2 weeks I should learn the proper terms
It's
for like
just
talkback.
called the recent apps.
That's it. Oh my
I
gosh.
think.
Okay.
I don't know. It has many names. Most people call it recent apps. Talkback sometimes calls it overview. And I'm just like, that's a really dumb name, overview.
Mm-hmm.
Just recent apps. Why can't everybody just call it recent apps?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So yeah. So some of the angle gestures I do like.
Yeah. One thing I do like about iPhone is the activities. I'm kind of really interested in trying that out and seeing. I didn't really try it much, but I did see it in voiceover in the settings, and I don't
Mm-hmm.
know how much people actually use it. And
I saw it there too because like when it was when it got introduced to I think like 13, it was there, but then I didn't try it. But I dig around and I did look at it, but not didn't try it. So okay, I'm gonna be curious how that works too.
yeah, and then there's actually some things like I will mention that and I wanted to do a video about this, but the iPhone 14 versus the Pixel 7 for magnification, for no, not for magnification, for a magnifier. So like using the camera as
Ooh,
basically a magnifier, like the iPhone 14 is better than the Pixel 7. One, like the Pixel 7 is supposed to have a better zoom, but the problem is that when you zoom in too much, you have to move further away from the subject. Otherwise, it won't focus. So if you're trying to read a piece of paper and it's really small and you like zoom in a lot, it won't let you focus because it's too close. Whereas on like the
so you would have
camera,
like to pull back on the phone then, huh?
yeah, what do you mean? Say it again.
Like like you lift up the phone more. You know how like
Oh,
when
no. It
yeah.
doesn't work. Like, you have to go really far because apparently their
What?
zoom is meant for, like, distance zoom.
Wha-
And so you have to just be happy with, like,
How does that make
reducing the
sense?
magnification. I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what's wrong with it, but I've tried it also on the camera. It's the same thing. And so
Huh?
that's why I like the Samsung better. Samsung's like magnification is better, whereas like the I can't really compare Samsung with iPhone, or I haven't, but the Pixel
Mhm.
versus the iPhone when it comes to magnification, magnifier,
Mhm.
the iPhone wins.
No, yeah, because like before I was low vision. If I had to do that, that would just annoy me
Yeah,
so
it
much.
it it
Yeah.
was annoying, and also for some reason, like the Pixel quality for a real time camera is not that great. Like its
Mhm.
picture quality, once you've taken the picture, is perfectly fine.
Mhm.
But like when you're looking through the viewfinder, because it hasn't made all those processing whatevers, like it just doesn't do as well. Like all the colors are just washed out when you're
Mhm.
zooming and things like that. Whereas like the Samsung and the iPhone does a lot better with that. Yeah. But again, like with font sizing on an iPhone, like I had it set to huge and then it's just way too big when I'm on iMessage. But then when I'm on YouTube, like everything's so small. It doesn't get bigger. Like it gets bigger
Mhm.
but like barely. Like just just such a little tiny bit, and that just makes me sad. I don't know what to do with it.
Mm, okay.
Yeah.
And then like the other thought, I think like I don't know, like probably like, a couple of days ago, I'm like thinking, hmm, how how better would it be if like talkback was actually integrated into Android? You know how like the iOS side voiceover is actually integrated into the software, you know.
Well, the thing is, well, I'm gonna speak more of this like after the 2 weeks. but I'm just frustrated with voiceover. I'm sorry.
That's fine. That's good. Go on.
But I get stuck. Like, I don't know if it's because I have magnification zoom on at the same time as voiceover, but I just get stuck everywhere. If I double tap on a button, I can't like continue. I have to like touch the screen somewhere else, or even sometimes like lock the phone and then unlock it to like continue.
Mm,
And I'm just like, why is this happening? This is not supposed to happen because, this is the phone. This is the phone that
mhm,
everybody says
mhm.
you're supposed to get. And then
No,
I'm just like,
well,
why?
like not really like the 14 Pro Max, but
Oh, okay. Okay. Well, I had an iPhone 13, but it was just too small. It's too small. Like the phone is too small.
I know. Yeah. Well, I can't really tell you because sometimes like this happens to me too, and like where like, it'll either freeze and I do have to exit out, or sometimes the voiceover will actually all of a sudden restarts on me, and I hear, "Oh, screen curtain on."
Yeah, I feel like when talkback is not working, it's like the phone crashed or the a whole app crashed and it tells you like on the screen.
Hmm.
Whereas like voiceover, like Apple, it just like iPhones, it just tries to sneakily like restart everything, and you're like, what's going on?
Hmm.
It
Hmm.
just tries to fix it on itself by
Well,
itself.
well, I'm hoping that like that it won't be too terrible because like because like I'm curious, if it was TalkBack was fully integrated into Android, would it be a lot you know like would it be a lot more like smoother versus like it being like a separate app like to download, even
Well,
it
it
is.
comes integrated into Android.
Yeah.
It's just updated separately because on iPhone it's very fragmented. So all the updates, like
Mm-hmm.
for the system updates, are different for each phone
Mm-hmm.
and each manufacturer, which is
Ah,
kind of really dumb.
it
But
is.
if it was tied to the operating system in that way, then people wouldn't be able to get talkback updates until like their manufacturer did their updates, and then that happens super slowly.
Yeah, because like
So with
because
talkback, you can have like basically on release the same talkback as the newer phones.
okay. Yeah, that's what I noticed about like Android too. Yeah, where like depending on where you're getting your phone from, yeah, your system updates will be either longer or quicker.
So
When you
like for
gonna?
Samsung, they have like a layer on top of Android, so One UI 5, or well it's on 5 now, but then they have like Samsung has to take the Android update and like be like, this is our take on the Android update, and then later push it out to like different phones. So it's just
You know what?
a
I'm
lot.
glad I got a Pixel
Yeah,
versus a Samsung
with
or
the Pixel it's
a
so much
Galaxy
easier.
actually. Yeah.
Yeah, but there's still things to love about Samsung. So it's like it's always for
Mm,
each OS and each phone, it feel like you have to like give something up to be able to get something. It's like, which one is the one that I can live with? Because
well, like, the reason that I got the Pixel because from from like your channel way back, you said, hey, like I don't know, I forgot when was it, but then like you said, yeah, like you rather like not prefer it, but then mentioned that, yeah, like Google with the Pixel gets their system updates much like faster, not faster, but like quicker, and then like it's simultaneous, and like where like you don't have to wait.
yeah.
Yeah,
That's the thing. That's something
yeah. So
that
that's
I
why
do
I
really like about Pixel.
yeah, so that's why I did choose to oh like to get the Pixel. So yeah, and so far, yeah, I do like the look of it too. So yeah.
Okay, did you end up ordering the lemongrass one, by the way?
No, they just
Oh
still
no.
gave me the black one.
Oh, okay. Oh, Hershey's on here. Hey, Hershey.
Mhm.
Nice to have you. Um, so another thing that I'm kind of fearing, well, it's not really a fear. Um, it's just I'll have to use voiceover a lot more on iPhone because of the whole problem with font.
Mm-hmm.
I will have to actually use voiceover a lot more because like magnification on iPhone is just like the actual zoom for the screen is not as easy for me than it is on
Mm-hmm.
Android.
Mm.
um
Mm.
I know there's the Zoom controller. I mean, I did a whole 10-minute video. Like it was one of my first videos 3 years ago. So
Mm-hmm.
I know how to use it because I did a
Mm-hmm.
TikTok on like me switching to iPhone and like complaining about the magnification. People are like, "Yeah, iOS has Zoom too and like you can use the Zoom controller." I'm like, I know I can. I've used it. I mean, I have an iPad, I have an iPhone. I know what I'm getting myself into.
Hey, no,
But
same here. Same here with the
it's
Pixel. Like it's like watching your stuff and then other people's stuff. Yeah, well, I know enough too, because well, mostly because like I actually about the basic stuff that I will be using, and that's actually really helpful. So I'm hoping that I can actually actually sort of like using TalkBack, you know,
mhm. Yeah,
or like
well,
at least like appreciate it.
yeah, we'll just have to see. Oh, hey, John. John and Hershey are both on here. Um,
Yes.
and one thing that there's like this misconception. Oh, well, it's not really a misconception, but there's this whole thought that Android is so much more customizable. And I think it's true when it comes to the actual like OS.
Mm-hmm.
But when it comes to accessibility stuff like magnification, talkback, I'm like, yeah, there's so much more options when it comes to iOS and with voiceover and even Zoom. Like
Mm-hmm.
there are so many more options.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas like on Android side, there's a lot less you can choose from with for
Yeah, for the
talkback.
accessibility, yeah. So when I was
Yeah.
digging around, yeah, I didn't see much. And the one thing that I'm sad about is you can't double tap the back of the phone to go home. Why? How the iOS side has like the voiceover or like to go home, the control center, like a lot more stuff.
Yeah, it does. It really does. And I'm still really excited about like the activities and like there's more to voiceover that I mean like you can learn voiceover and use it, but then it's like when you start digging through the settings, you're like, "Oh, there's like all
Mm-hmm.
this other stuff too." And I'm
Mm-hmm.
also really interested to see like I haven't tried the iOS Braille input method, and so I kind of want to see and compare it to like the Pixel um Braille input
Bro.
method. And
Well,
Joker Alice was supposed to be on the stream. I'm calling you out. No, just kidding.
call her
and
out.
and
See? You
she
see
was
guys?
supposed to.
You see? She likes to roast people now.
Yeah, no, I'm not roasting her. I love her.
Just go for it. It's
No,
okay.
but I think that she was talking about how she liked the iOS like braille screen input better than the Android one, and so I was just really curious to hear her thoughts on that one, but
Okay, yeah, because
that's
like
okay.
I don't really use the braille input
I was
because
I was also trying to convince her to do the challenge too, and she's like, "I don't think I could survive."
come on, you and her have like more experience than I do. I'm just going from like last Saturday's experience until now. Like, okay, when I get the new one tomorrow, okay, so I'm gonna be more like more let's see more of like in like the deep end of the pool here, okay, just going okay, let's go.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I'm scared.
How are you sure you even have experience on voiceover too? Okay, so
I
you
do.
have more of a leg up than I do. Okay, I barely had like a couple days with it. Okay, with my like talkback you know experience. Okay.
Yeah. Somebody also made a comment on my TikTok. It's like, why is it that you sound like you're going to war or something? I'm like,
Well,
no.
okay. Okay, well, like, yeah, that's what I noticed too. Where like, you have the iOS side, then like talkback sides. One says this is better, or like we're saying we're better. No, for me, truthfully, they're both good. It's like Jaws and NVDA. They're both good, but in different ways.
Oh,
Even though,
that's gonna be fun. That's a
yeah.
whole nother can of worms, Fine Toast,
Hmm.
that we're not gonna get into.
No, 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 no. Because one, I can't talk too much smack about talkback because I don't have enough experience. So I'm just not gonna say anything yet. But even though 2 weeks is still not enough, but it's probably good enough for me to have like at least a okay opinion on it. I'm not saying good, but a okay opinion because unlike Carrie here, I don't have much experience with tech. You know, because I rarely have the iPhone, right? So and now like the Pixel, so I don't dig around as much into like the accessibility software stuff. I only know enough like to get by.
Yeah, everybody's saying that I'm gonna miss the triple tap and hold, and yes, I really am. My problem too with the Zoom controller is like you can't like you could hide it. It's just so many more steps. So I like the Zoom controller that you don't
Hmm.
have to hold and like move your finger as much as you need to for Android. But you know the Zoom control is always in the way, and you always have to move it up here, and then oh, it's blocking a button, so you have to move it down here, and that's like the problem with floating buttons. And Android tried to like implement floating buttons, which they still do have. And then I wrote Google a 3 page, I think it was
Hmm.
3 page long essay about why they should not have this as the only choice. Because I'm not, I mean, I don't have anything against the accessibility button if there's other choices, like, feel free, but like don't subject people to that being the only choice.
Hmm.
um
Hmm.
yeah.
No,
with
yeah, I agree.
with talkback, like, are you gonna miss the voices on iOS, like
Hmm?
Samantha and Alex and all them?
Yeah, all the other people are like, like they're more of on board. But like I said, I'm
No,
one of the rare people that's curious
no,
at
but
different.
are you gonna miss your like TTS engine, like the voiceover voices?
So far, like from what I heard from like the newer update before I had to like to exchange it, like I think like the default now for the newer version was like 4, and it wasn't too bad. Like more for like the higher invoices, yeah, it wasn't bad.
Oh, okay. So for like the higher quality voices, which one
Yeah.
did you end up picking?
Before I had to exchange it, probably
Hmm.
the 4.
Voice 4. I can't
Yeah,
remember Voice 4 off the
yeah,
top.
it was
Was it a?
like it.
One thing I hate. Like, why do they have to have numbers? Why can't they have names?
Oh, like the iOS side. Oh yeah, Alex, Samantha,
I mean,
whatever. Uh,
who's gonna remember Voice 4, Voice 5, 6, 7, 8? It's like, hey, come on, just tell me the name. Give me a name.
I just want to use Alex.
I mean, it's the same way with like the Google Assistant voices. Like, they don't have names either. I'm like, I don't like that. Make it more
Mm,
personal.
yeah. No, yeah, like the newer versions and like your video, definitely gotta check out that video that she did. Okay. It's on Carry On Accessibility right now, so definitely check it out after this podcast. Where like she demonstrates the different voices with the new update.
Yeah, they're nice. I'm just waiting for them to come to all Android devices, which they totally should. Google, I hope you're listening. Which they're probably not, but oh well.
Go do it. She might roast you.
I am kind of planning or hoping for a video where I go over like every accessibility change I wish Google would make, and then I would want to do the same thing
Hmm.
for like iOS too, which would be a very interesting, fun
Hmm.
video to make. But
Yeah.
yeah, so I guess we are gonna meet back in 2 weeks, and these are our kind of initial impressions.
Hmm.
And we'll see first how long we survive,
Well,
and if
she,
we
not
like.
me.
Why, you think you can do the whole 2 weeks?
Yeah. Hopefully, not like everyone saw, like yeet the phone a couple times.
Oh my goodness. Are you gonna throw it out the window?
No, because one, it's a very expensive piece of tech, so no, I can't do that.
You're just gonna throw it on the floor, huh?
Yes, with a screen reader on it with that glass screen protector on it first, then do it. Well, come on! Doesn't everyone want to see that, like a disgruntled iOS user just abusing a Pixel phone?
No, that would hurt. That would hurt my soul.
Yeah, but it's gonna be protected with a glass screen protector.
That would still hurt my soul. Like, you could dress up like a person in armor, and if you still beat them up, that's not nice. That's not nice.
Yeah, but then like they're not gonna feel it as much.
Yeah, but still, you could break the armor. It's not nice. Okay, but anyway, this is ridiculous. So I don't even know where we're going with it.
No. Like, okay, like on the real, no, I would not do that to a phone because one, again, it's expensive. Okay, and tempting, but no.
His old Pixel, like how many times? Let's see how many times he drops this new one.
It was basically let's see, on the first one, I yeeted the back of me onto the carpet. Well, actually, no. The first time I actually dropped it while unboxing on the table. Second time, I actually threw it on the carpet. The third time, it was an accident because
he's not nice. He's not nice.
Like the third time, it actually bounced off the couch and fell.
Okay.
On the floor.
So we're gonna do a drop count. You have to do a drop count for the next one. Okay, but we are gonna meet you back here in 2 weeks for our like complete, I guess, challenge review, like, and how we did and how we feel about the opposite operating system.
Okay, so today is the today's the 15th, so the not next week, because next week is like Thanksgiving week, so the week after then, huh?
Yes. So on the 29th.
Okay.
Okay, and if that doesn't work, we'll do the 3rd on Saturday. We'll see. But I'm only gonna do this for 2 weeks. I'm switching back, and
you mean don't you have to wait until the thing mails you back a card?
I'm gonna make a note to call them like 3 days before to send me the card. So that it can be ready.
Oh, and also keep note on how many times you yell at your phone.
Oh, you're gonna be seeing a lot of TikToks of me complaining. This is not supposed to be how iOS is. But yeah, that's gonna be fun.
I'll probably be doing my probably like every Saturday stream on YouTube and Twitch, and also complaining about it complaining about the talkback first too. So yeah.
Okay. That's fair. That's perfectly fine.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we shall see you all back in 2 weeks, and we'll see how we do. Until next time, and don't forget to check out Blind Toes. It'll be in the description, his link to his YouTube channel and to his Twitch, which he needs to give me the link to. And yeah, we will see you in the next stream.
Bye.